So who is Anita? Anita Soinaniar Maasai is a Kenyan creator and Maasai storyteller who offers heartfelt reflections on her culture and her global adventures. She's here at COP creating a lot of relevant content, so let's look at one of her content. Please release her video. And one thing that is important to know about Anita is that she was the youngest person to run for parliament in Kenya at the age of just 22. So we're gonna start by running for parliament at just 22 years old is truly impressive. So how did that experience influence your life and the type of content you create?
Thank you very much. I think one thing that we all need to understand in the room, because I see very few people from my continent, is that politics on the other side of the world, that is in Africa, is really murky. It can get really extreme for young people and for women. So you can imagine what it means being both. So it wasn't really a great experience, but I can say it's something that really has shaped who I have come to be today, because when in my journey in politics, I came to learn so much that there's so much disconnection between our leaders and the people that they serve. And before I decided to throw myself in, it's because I understood that no matter how much I talk about these issues, you know, having started an organization, Restoration Warriors Africa, the work that we do is good, but without the political goodwill, we really are not able to do it. And it's really inspired me to talk about these issues more and to understand that leadership is not about winning an election. Leadership is being able to talk to our leaders in every platform that we get, talk about what they should be doing right, what they are not doing right, and coming to spaces like this to actually, know about where is the Kenyan president going to be today, what is he going to be saying, is he saying something that he's acting on at home. So I think it really moved me from that point of just working with the local communities and living it there to now making sure that their voices and the work that we do locally gets to their spaces of decision making.
To everyone, I'm making a surprise question as I asked for microevolutions. It was not on the script, so I'm going to ask you also unexpected questions. I want to talk about what motivates you to work on a foundation format, the Soina Foundation.
So, like I mentioned before, is that at the age of 17, I started Restoration Warriors Africa. That was purely meant to integrate children, local communities in restoration activities. But then during my time in politics, I learned that there are so many other issues that, yes, are directly connected to climate change, but also don't have to wait for climate change to be addressed before we address them. And one of them is education and access to water, sanitation, and hygiene. And so that's why we founded the Soina Foundation, where through so many supporters and volunteers from across the world, the networks that I create, and the people around me back home, we come together to make sure that we mobilize support for the rural children to have access to education and also access to water, sanitation, and hygiene. It's important to mention that I come from one of the marginalized communities, that is the famous Maasai community, who face so many challenges, and most of the times they are looked at as victims. So we also created this foundation and this platform for the community to showcase that we don't just stop at being victims of what is talked about. We're not just victims of global community challenges, but to showcase that we are the stakeholders who are working hard to provide solutions from the ground, and with necessary support, we can do bigger and better.
And so you mentioned in your speech, coming from the Maasai community, you mentioned being a woman in a world that so many times some people don't have a voice that they should have. So what advice would you give to young women to have a voice and to express themselves?
Yeah, I think my advice to women would be that on the issues that affect us the most, there's a need for more creators to talk about these issues. The community I come from, again, is a patriarchal community where it's really, women are not fit to be leaders, women are not fit to communicate or to give instructions or to teach the community, but this is because of our cultural experiences. And so my advice to women creators is, as we continue to create these stories, let us not build a world where we are just women on our own. Let us talk about these issues while we involve every other person in the society, because I believe that women, men, and everybody else can be able to solve the problems that affect women. So I advise creators, let us bring everybody on board. Let us not build a society of women only, because truly we cannot fight anything that affects us by ourselves. We need everybody on board.
Thank you very much, Anita. Congratulations for your work. It was really inspiring, your insights.
Thank you very much.